Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. And I hope this short webinar about the value of parent orientations is helpful to you as we continue our distance learning journey. Working at a virtual school has definitely taught me that successful distance learning requires the support from learning coaches. And those are moms, dads, grandparents, aunts, uncles, the adult that's in charge of making sure that school happens at home. For those learning coaches to be able to do their job well, it's important that they're informed and equipped with all the tools they need to be successful supports to students. And of course, you are the person who's going to inform and equip. So make sure you tell them how you're going to deliver those special ed services that their student is used to receiving at school. How can students reach you for help? Phone, email, live sessions, office hours. Just make sure they know what to expect. What is expected of them? Is their role as the parent? What are you going to be asking students to do? What work is going to be required to be turned in? These are all questions I see parents asking. And also make sure that you spend some time talking about accommodations and modifications in your orientation to parents. There are some real concerns out there for parents. How are their children being graded? What modifications are going to translate to the home learning environment? So make sure you have a general statement about this in your orientation and talk to each family separately about the specifics of the accommodations and modifications in the IEP. You're going to find that some things don't fit in the home learning environment, things like preferential seating or small group testing. Every child has the best seat in the house now, right there next to a parent who can help them, or wherever they choose in the house that's the best place for them to learn. That is their preferential seating. And they all have small group for any testing that might be going on while they are at home. So explain those things, can be a general explanation, but definitely follow up with each family individually just to review what is in the IEP and how it's going to look now that they're at home. Parents need to know how you're going to use your online classroom. So are you going to hold class sessions there? And remember, if you had first period resource reading, you can have that same group of kids log into your online classroom together as a group. And you can deliver the same lesson from your computer that you would have in the brick and mortar classroom. It will work in the online classroom. You just have to think about, how can I get that on my screen so the kids can see it? You can progress monitor in an online classroom. You can even hold meetings. So make sure that parents know what's coming their way. Then teach parents how to use the platform as part of your orientation. Start with logging in and then teach them how to use the tools. So logging in, the basics. Start from the very beginning, like a parent has never heard of or seen whatever application you're going to use to hold an online meeting with your class or with just the parent and the student. Talk to them about downloading the right application or accessing the right website. Then show them with some screenshots, step by step, how to log in. And on my screen now, you can see this is asking you in Zoom for the password for joining a meeting. There's been a lot out there in the news lately about the safety and security of Zoom. Reassure your parents. You are sending them an email specific to the group of students you're going to meet with that has a unique login with a unique meeting code. And to take that one step further, you're adding a password that will be included in that email. And they just need to type in the little box on the screen. And this is exactly what they're going to see. Also explain to them that you are employing the waiting room feature so that anytime somebody enters this password, they're going to be moved to a waiting room. And you as the teacher, when you see that student's name pop up on the screen, you then move them into the class. and nobody can get into that class unless you bring them in. And then the tools. Students are going to be excited to see your face on that video screen and their classmates. If you haven't been doing these already, it's been a while since they've seen you, so they're really going to be thrilled to see that. Let parents and students enjoy that for a minute. But if you're really delivering some instruction, you're going to want the students to do some work and get to practice in the online classroom, just like they would have in your classroom. It's important that you teach parents how they're going to do that so that they can be supporting their student here. Most kids are super tech savvy now, but this is all new to them and they've never done it before. And they're going to be nervous, and that makes people stressful. So if you can take out the stress by making sure their parent has the tools to show the children and that you're showing the children as well, everything will be a lot smoother for you. So when you share your plain whiteboard screen with students or a PowerPoint with students, they're going to see what you see here at the top. You are viewing Sarah's screen with that view options here with my big green arrow at the top. When a student clicks on that view options, that drop down menu is going to come, and then you're going to want to follow that second arrow to the annotate. And that annotate is going to populate that toolbar you see across the bottom of your screen. And these are screenshots from the student perspective, so you can steal these to use in your PowerPoint if you'd like. But these are the tools that are going to allow students to select answers, to write answers, to underline or highlight, or show you parts of text, to complete math problems. All the things they could do at their desk, they can do on the screen. You just have to teach them how to do that. So let your parents during your orientation try out each of these as you explain them so they can explain that to their children. And you're going to want to have a session for kids that's like this too. It's kind of the first day of school for virtual learning. How do we use the online classroom? It's important to note that there is a save feature, and that save feature is helpful to students. It saves them from taking a lot of notes. And some kids are not going to be able to write as quickly as you can talk and complete examples. So they're having the ability to save what they see on their screen is really valuable. It also lets them show their parent how you told them to find the answers, especially in math. When a parent can see your example, it's often very helpful in supporting the learning. And this is just an easy way for kids to be able to do that. So once you've taught them how to use that online classroom, your orientation should definitely include some reminders. And these I have learned over the years, and we've all seen these on social media lately as well, about people forgetting that their camera's on or not being mindful of what's in the background. So it's important to remind parents so that they can alert their family. When somebody's on the microphone in an online classroom, you're going to hear the student. You're also going to hear the student's siblings and their parents. Most of the time, that's fine, but they do need to be mindful. You know, what is older brother watching on TV? What conversation might a parent be having on the telephone? Because Zoom's microphone is quite sensitive, and so you might hear it. Also, they should be mindful of walking behind the computer, standing behind their child who's seated at the computer. Make sure that children are dressed, and make sure too to remind parents that when kids log into online classrooms on a cell phone or a tablet, they have a tendency to walk around the house, they move that device all over, and if their camera is on, that means everybody's getting a view of their ceiling, the ceiling fan, out the window, they drop it on the floor. So it's really a good idea to find a place where kids can be seated so that camera is still. And make sure you, as the teacher, have everything that you want children to see ready. So it's open, it's pulled up to the right place, and that way things will go smoothly for you because now your online classroom is the whiteboard or the smartboard that you'd have in your classroom. And you can assure parents that you're going to have what you want children to see ready. This is a good time for you too to turn off your email or any reminders that may pop up. If you were shopping earlier, close those tabs on your internet browser. If you're going to take your kids on a virtual field trip, they notice everything. So I hope this helps you set up a really useful parent orientation and that when you're finished, everybody feels excited to jump into online learning. And if there's anything I can do to help you, please don't hesitate to let me know. Hope y'all have a great day. Thanks for listening.